All right, I'm already mad. I gotta let y'all know, I've already worked on this video. I had to redo it. YouTube deleted it, age restricted it, and demonetized it. So I had to redo this in my interview voice, just so everybody can understand, all right? YouTube don't like when I get loud, apparently, all right? So here's what you're gonna learn from this video. I need you guys to take a moment. You're gonna learn how to tank. You're gonna learn how to counter tank. I'm tired of seeing bad tanks. You're gonna learn how to create space. You're gonna learn how to not be an idiot and go out of line of sight from your healer. You are about to be one of the best Magnetos I've ever seen. I go over ult. I go over every single counter that you need in the game. My nigga, you gonna feel like you're Meliodas the way how I'm giving you so much material up in here, like a 7 Deadly Sins member. Go ahead and lock in. Let me know what tanks y'all play, what role you're playing, and who y'all wanna see next. Super easy with Mag, super easy. He's a super easy, straightforward tank. With Magneto, this is all you do. Basic attack, right? If you can't hit the target up close with your basic attack, on the floor for the splash damage is some of your best friend, right? That'll make it easier for you, right? Little reduced damage, but you're good. Now, knowing the range of where your basic attack stops, it explodes there. So if a flyer is in the air or anybody is at a distance like a healer, you can do poke damage right there because you're at the end of the splash damage, right? Just knowing the range. Now is this right here. Boom. You see the little lines in the middle. You got to wait till those charge up till you do full damage, which is the thing on his back. They recently buffed it so it comes back quicker, right? It's the rings. Now, combo-wise, what you want to do is you want to boom, 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 or whatever you want to do. You can also do, let me reset this. You can also do boom, 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 right? So when it's at max rings, you do a stun, right? It jams them. You can interrupt ults and stuff with it, right? Just so you know. Now, since we got that down, this right here is time-based, okay? It's time-based. You see the charge right there, the gauge going up on the right-hand side, the little white gauge going up. That right there is time-based for how long your shield is going to stay up. That's why you're so strong against characters like Squirrel Girl. That's why you're so strong against characters like Punisher and anybody who's spamming you out hit scans, because it's not anything that's dependent on how much damage you take. It's just time, so you can absorb whatever you want to absorb. But right, one thing for you to pay attention to is going to be this right here, is that your shield that you put up has a gap in between it, right? So if a Doctor Strange jumps down and says, "Eye of Avocado," and drops down and you put up your shield, but he was on the side of you even though you had your shield up, there's a certain amount of space in between that shield that he got through that can now hit you and you get stunned by it. You have to remember the space in between it. It's a slight space, right? Now, the thing is, since we got that down with Magneto, what you want to remember is your bubble. A self bubble, to where you put the bubble around yourself, and the bubble isn't a timer. It's like it's a timer, but it's not a timer because it's based on the amount of damage that you absorb, but it can be broken faster, right? Now, and you can also put the bubble on an ally. That's all you need to remember. You need to remember on A, am I going to use the bubble for myself? Or B, am I going to put the bubble on an ally? Super simple. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Now, oh my God, I'm going to die. Do I A, use the bubble for that nigga? Or B, survive? I'm solo tanking. I think I'm going to live, right? Now, using the bubble also helps you recharge this so you can actually get it back. But it's going to recharge on its own. That's why he's such a good sustaining tank. Now, since we got all of that out of the way, and you kind of paying attention that you use your shield to block big ults and absorb a lot of things like Iron Man, and you counter a lot of people, it's a big counter tank. Is this ult right here? Why are you using the ult? I see Magnetos grab the ult a lot, and they would literally just do it to do it. Your whole point of the ultimate is that you want to counter an enemy's ultimate, right? Like, let's say a cloak and dagger, right? Like, let's say you're trying to kill a cloak and dagger. She does ult. You do, all right, boom, right here. You hit it with the goddamn reparational ball. You feel me? Now, let's say a Luna is popping ult. You can also kill the Luna. But the way on how you kill Luna is that when Luna activates her ultimate, which is she's going to be a little bit harder to kill, but it is doable. is when she activates her ultimate, she has overshields. Why she has overshields, you gotta wait for your teammates or announce to your teammates to focus the Luna to take her overshields off so that you can dunk on her with enough charge damage, and kill her. Because if you do this and nobody's shooting, you're not putting out enough damage. You see what I'm saying? So the way Magneto's ult work is that a lot of people don't understand it, is that when you do it, you see this circle around you. You see this circle? This circle is any attack coming from there in, it's going to absorb and go into it. That's why if Magneto is there and you don't have a lot of people that are shooting and you got mainly divers or melee characters, he doesn't do as much damage. You see what I'm saying? He's not that dangerous. Like, even if you're a cloak and dagger and you ult and Magneto does this and try to catch you early as a cloak and dagger, he's not gonna heal you because he's not gonna kill you because your ult's gonna heal through it, because it's not gonna do enough big burst damage. So you want to gather enough damage in order to get that off. Now, if you're countering somebody and you're used to playing Magneto, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I see the countdown going down, how I'm gonna counter, right? It's not the same for everybody. Now, what you want to pay attention to is while you're doing your ultimate, like let's say Punisher activate, Punisher says, I'm killing niggas, and just pull out the big heavy arms. What you want to do is do this for like 0.5 to 1 second and then immediately throw it. So what that would look like in real time is something like this. Immediately, because Punisher will put out enough damage so fast that it will pop the orb, because too much damage will be absorbed. Okay? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm putting out? So that's what you want to pay attention to. It can be overcharged, it can be burst, but you got to pay attention. You can see it ramping up by the meter underneath it at the bottom, right? So look at the meter right here. You see it going up in the middle right there as they're shooting and I'm absorbing it. That's how you know you don't want it to fill and pop. Does that make sense to you guys? Right now, Magneto, where are you strong against? Who are you strong against? Who are the niggas that you want to prioritize as a Magneto? As a Magneto, since you say you don't really understand Mag yet, as a Magneto, who you want to prioritize is this monk right here. Okay, you see a cloak and dagger pop ult, you nigga, you slap her with that avocado. You spirit bomb the mess out of this chick. So, and cloak and daggers on the other team, you save ult for cloak and dagger. Okay, you save ult for cloak and dagger. Invisible women on the other team, if they don't have a cloak and dagger, or depending on the situation, because the situation is going to change up based on what's going on and based on all timing. So your timing could be on one good time for cloak and dagger, or your timing could be set up perfectly for an invisible woman. It's all up to you depending on the sequences that's given to you on how to use your ult at that time. So what you're gonna do here is that you save your ult. She's a common victim. All you need to know about cloak and dagger is that she's gonna do this. You just realize the timing on the dashes, and what she's gonna do is 4 dashes. And you smack her before that final one finish, because if you don't, she's gonna swap and then immediately do this. So you gotta get ready for the counter, right? You gotta get ready for the counter. Now, the next thing is that if Invisible Woman pops ult,
even when the multiverse is in danger, disappear!
We don't care. You pop your ult too. Now envision this. Invisible Woman pops ult, right? While Invisible Woman is in the ult, she's visible.
Disappear!
Okay? She's very visible. You can see her. Her name is now Visible Woman. It's not invisible no more because she activated a button. It's now Visible Woman. Now that you see her, you do this with some common sense, right? You now do this. Now say we're in her ultimate. You activate this. You wait for her because the Invisible Woman is knowing that you're gonna hit her, right? Common sense. So since you activate this, do not just throw it immediately. Immediately pay attention to what's going on. She has an escape, right? So at that point, as soon as you activate it, the fear is gonna build up in her and she's gonna prance. She's gonna prance immediately. What does that mean? I'll show you. What does that mean by prancing? Invisible Woman is going to do this. She's in ult. She activated Visible Woman. She sees you ulting. She's gonna do this. Where to jump. You punish where you see her jumping. So wherever I see her jumping is where I'm going to nigga and kill her. You feel what I'm putting down? You see what I'm saying? We locked in? We locked in there? Make sense? So that's what you're gonna do with Mag. And then the other person, there's just really strong people on the roster that he counters. Punisher is a guarantee that you want to stay up on as a full-on counter. Cloak and Dagger is a full-on counter. Invisible Woman is a full-on counter. Now, let's talk about indirect counters. Loki will be a counter as well because he's probably copying Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, and whatever else is going on. Now, let's talk about indirect counters. And also, Iron Man is an absolute counter. Nigga! Just absorb it immediately, you're gone. Another direct counter is going to be Star-Lord. Now, the problem with absorbing Star-Lord is it's going to have a multi-layer effect. You're going to absorb Star-Lord as Magneto, but you're not going to really hit the Star-Lord. That's the lowest percentage of things that you're going to actually aim for. You don't aim for the Star-Lord. You take his ult to charge up your ult, which then removes the kill potential and stalls out his ult. So then you absorb some of his ult and aim it at the healers. Now, what you're gonna do here is this: if the enemy is over here, right? If the enemy is there and you ult, like you're absorbing anybody's ult, Iron Man ult or whatever, nigga, look here. I need you to do this. You know, like a nigga that's trying to snake you, backdoor you in life and pretend that he's your friend? Do exactly what they do. And then hurry up and turn and then throw it at them. Because if the healers see you telegraphed who you're looking at, they're gonna protect or automatically move out the way. So you fake and hezzy, hit that nigga with a quick stutter step, nigga, and you kind of get them up out of there. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you do. Now, another thing here to let you guys understand is indirect counter ults, meaning that you already know who to counter. Also, Hela is one of them as well. She gets in the air, and this is something I want to talk about, is that you have your direct counters, meaning you're saving your ult for Punisher, you're saving your ult for Iron Man, you're saving your ult for Star-Lord, depending, you're saving your ult for Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger. Now, here's the indirect counters. Rio, what's an indirect counter, right? My nigga, what's an indirect counter? Well, I'm glad you asked, my young Padawan. An indirect counter means that there's certain situations that come up in game that you're needed for, meaning you weren't planning for it, but if you execute on it, it is a big play. What does that mean? You have your counters. Now these are specific moments. A specific moment meaning that Hawkeye pops his ult. Your healers have no ults. Nothing is going on. You can't really do too much to protect. So what do? You can have a clutch play. You can shut the Hawkeye down, who has an insane kill potential. Shut him down with your ultimate by absorbing everything. His jump is weak, so you can watch it. If he's a Hawkeye that's like 0.00001%, nigga's gonna reflect your ultimate. You know what I'm saying? But he not like that. You feel me? So you can shut down his ult. You can choose to kill the Hawkeye, or you can choose to take out their healers. That's a clutch moment to where you become a real nigga. That's a real nigga moment. You see what I'm saying? So every mag is gonna be like, I'm gonna kill the Cloak and Dagger, right? So you paying attention as the mag that, yo, they're ult on cooldown. My team really needs this play here, and I can't mess up. And Hawkeye just pop ult. I get a real nigga moment. Boom. You shut that down. You already know you can shut down so many different things that's actually going on here. Winter Soldier, same thing. Again, I think not, nigga. Meaning, when he agains, he needs to pop a couple pistol shots. Now, if you know it's a clutch moment and this nigga's trying to take over the game and win right there and you got to protect everybody, absorb all of his shots, waste his time to where he doesn't get any value, and then you can shut down the healer or choose to shut him down, right? You feel me? Yeah, same as Ultron as well. Same as Ultron, depending on what's going on there. So it's up to you to put 2 and 2 together. You see what I'm saying? And rare, super rare moments, if a Jeff creates a clutch play and is about to eat your team, you can activate Magneto's ult, maybe because your cloak and dagger, you know, is a little bit lopsided today and forgot to switch the cloak form to actually phase and protect the team. We see those all the time. So now you save the clutch play by going ult and actually killing the Jeff. So did that make sense? Did you guys get that? You have your direct counters on what you're going to be doing with Mag. You have direct counters. Then you have your situational moments. You feel me? Direct counters again. Then you got your situational moments on what you're going to be doing, right? Now, let's say you are solo tanking. Let's say you're solo tanking here. If you're solo tanking, in rare moments, this is where the player, it depends on the player. It has to depend on you to know what it is that you need to do in that given moment. That's what sets good tanks away from great tanks, okay? You could be an NBA player, but you're not an all-star, okay? You're not legendary status. You're not Kobe, right? And having Magneto, my nigga, is like when you used to shoot trash in a trash can and scream out Kobe. That's all it is, right? Real nigga, Mamba, right? So to have that Mamba mentality to really be a great tank is to really decide like, oh, yo, my health is good. I got my shield up. My team is doing well. And guess what? My magic is about to dive. Bubble. My magic is diving. Let me give her bubble. Because I can spare that. I'm good enough on health and everything to spare that with you, twin. Remember what I did for you, right? My Thor's about to dive. I'm good. Bubble. My Wanda is about to ult. Bubble. You see what I'm saying? Now, as a Magneto, it's very important that you communicate. Either you type in chat, depending on your team company, you let somebody know. Like, let's say you got a Wanda, and Wanda's like, guess what, bro? I'm about to ult, and she just pops ult, or maybe she didn't even communicate with you. You can help her stupidness by what? Bubble. Now you got a clutch play. Certain situations. So let's say your Star-Lord's about to ult. Didn't tell you. Nigga's about to die, but his ult is so important. Guess what? Bubble. When in doubt, bubble out. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to you to understand what's given to you in certain situations. Like, I can tell you what you should counter, but then there becomes certain situations that don't fit that perfect scenario that you got to become a real nigga in and do a clutch play. That's the difference between, hey man, I was tanking, and clutch play tanking. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between heal botting and actually really healing, being a real healer, meaning that you're healing and you then pop the DPS and kill them too. That's a clutch play. You feel me? So we're locked in there. I'm covering that with Mag. Also, up close, you can go shot into sword and you can knock that out. You feel me? So you can do a lot of different combos on what it is you're gonna do. Now, people pairing up with you, you're a strong solo tank. Whoever pairs up with you, you're fine. You're good. Emma's gonna make you better. Strange is gonna be fantastic. Whatever, you just shimmy in, shimmy out. Know how to play your distance with your shots, and then everything else kind of goes together, right? So once you understand like what it is, where your distance is, where your splash damage is, up close, knowing splash damage is on the floor, and you could kind of like get that together, knowing how to go shot into sword if they're up close, into the stun, knowing when is time to stun and what you're gonna be doing. Knowing that if you're up close, let's say you're going up against another mag and you and the mag is this distance apart, and the mag is trying to fight with you, mags don't fight with mags. As a mag, your job is to do this. Let's say this person in front of me is Magneto. Am I trying to shoot the Magneto? No, I'm not trying to shoot the Magneto. I'm trying to shoot this healer that's healing the Magneto. That's who I'm trying to shoot. That's trying to heal the Magneto, because if I shoot the Magneto, the healer's just gonna do is just gonna heal the damage that I'm doing to the Magneto. This is called pointless pushing. It's pointless pushing at this point. I'm not getting no value. I'm just doing this. At this point, if I'm doing this, right, that means I'm waiting on my DPS to capitalize on that. You see what I'm saying? Now, if my DPS isn't doing that, I'm standing in front of the Magneto, just stalling, being a presence, thinking I'm trying to shoot him, but I'm really attacking your healer, twin, making it easier for my DPS to get a pick, or if my DPS need a follow-up hit, I can get that follow-up hit. You see what I'm saying? That's how you play situational awareness with the tank, with the character on what you're going to be doing. Now,
here they are now.
As a Magneto, do you need to counter? Do you need to swap? Are you being countered? Don't nobody counter you, nigga. As a Magneto, you may have a dumb teammate and he's like, dude, guess what, man? Dude, they got Logan over there, bro. We didn't ban the Wolverine. As a Magneto, you don't give a fuck. You don't care. You don't care. You play into Magneto well. Now, as you're playing into a Magneto, my nigga, if you can ban him, please, for the love of God, ban him. Don't put yourself through that extra stress. You're going to start looking like Reed Richards, my nigga, with extra grays on the side. I'm telling you. But it is doable and you're perfectly fine. So what you would do in that solo instance, what you do here is that if they got a Magneto, what you're going to be doing is you need to remember this one thing I'm telling you. Bubble out. You're selfish. At that point, you express to your team, yo, I'm solo tanking. They have a Magneto. I cannot bubble you. Now, if Wolverine is dead, well, they have a Wolverine. I cannot bubble you. Now, if Wolverine is dead, right? What you can do is knowing and having situational awareness to say, I bet you can have that bubble, little nigga. But if Wolverine's alive, Wolverine's whole point is understanding that he's just trying to grab you, right? Wolverine's playing up front. The nigga's trying to get in. Soon as you know that Wolverine does the little cat scratch, I call it to get in the door, to open the door. I'll show you visually what it looks like, right? As soon as Wolverine does this, right?
To stop now.
You get a good Wolverine, they're gonna try to get you immediately. So they're gonna, you feel me? So as soon as you see this come in, you can either react, and it's best you react because I don't know your internet speed, right? I don't know your frame data. The best thing that you can do is that once he come in, bubble. Now he can't grab it, and if he immediately goes into the grab combo, he's gonna miss because you can't be grabbed with bubble. You can also, if you see him cat scratch come in, nigga, you stun, bubble, push the nigga off. It's a lot of options. You're perfectly fine into that nigga, right? Just tell your peoples don't go a second tank into him, or maybe it's a Captain America that's diving their backline who has a lot of mobility. Whatever the case is, you're gonna go case by case scenario based on what your team is giving you. I'm just teaching you Magneto right now, right? You guys are with me? Y'all are following? You know what I'm saying? Now, what's happening here is that you got the Magneto, you're poking, right? You're a poke. You really add in super well to the poke, right? You're getting that out of the way. As a Magneto, let's talk about tanks that counter you. Let's talk about tanks that counter you. I'm giving you everything in one sitting. I'm making sure that this is for every nigga to understand. I'm going to make this a YouTube video so everybody can understand, because I'm tired of niggas playing wrong. I'm going to make it for everybody. Key detail for everybody. Hey, bro, I know how to play tank. No, the fuck you don't. Listen up. Who counters you? Nobody. Nobody counters you. But who gives you trouble? Because Magneto can stay in game all day against other tanks. Now, you're not directly countered, but niggas give you trouble. Exhibit A. Trouble. Exhibit A. Trouble. This nigga really bullies you too, nigga. Like, the thing about a Magneto is that Magneto sets the tone for where you're standing and what he's gonna lock down. Thor moves you like a chess piece to different areas, especially if he gets behind you and push you forward into the enemy team. You're out of position. Thor changes your positioning to make you overextend, okay? So pay attention to who you're up against. Plus, melee players hit you through shields. If you have your shield up, melee players are going to beat the Long John Silvers out of you, nigga. You can't block melee. You block range, okay? Now, Strange, he gonna whip you like a goddamn Django action scene. Hulk is obviously going to punch you through the shield. Captain America punches you through it. Venom basic attacks. So you understand the thing is going to punch you, but your shield stops all of that. When I say shield, I mean bubble. Okay? So nobody truly counters you, but Groot can wall you off. So at that point, when Groot is walling you off, what you're going to do is already connect to your team like, yo, I know what Groot is going to do. I'm solo tanking as Mag, but don't worry about it. I'm good because you have the sustain. Groot walls you off. You bubble. You make sure to tell your team, yo, we need to deal with the Groot walls. Do we have a Squirrel Girl? We have a Punisher. We have somebody to lock this down. And you're perfectly fine. Now, even though nobody truly counters you because you're still going to be good, and I'm telling you that Magneto is one of the best tanks in the entire game, right? That's just good for all scenarios. But a lot of people also think that and they just go Mag. But you got to understand, there's a lot of players where, there's a lot of games in certain scenarios where Magneto isn't favorable. Not that he's not good, he's just not favorable. Like dealing with their heal comp and everything else going on, they don't have any range players. There's a lot of times where Magneto just don't feel like he's getting enough value in the match, and then you probably need another tank that's just gonna give you that, because at that point he's just kind of there holding and not really getting any value on the healers, because the healers are not really people that's really playing into the Magneto, you know what I'm saying, like that, or the DPS are not people playing into the Magneto. So at that point it's up on you to decide where your value is coming from, or if you feel like you're getting value, then it's good, you can stick with the character. You see what I'm saying? You can stick with the character, right? Now, when I was talking about people that give you trouble, you do got Emma. She gonna choke you. Now, I know some of us may be into that. Exhibit A, right? But she still doesn't bully you. She gives you a lot of problems, but it's all about space management, because what's gonna happen is that you focus Emma's shield. Emma is going to be down on survivability, meaning that she's going to be playing from cart, or healers are going to have to hyper focus. When you hear Emma's shield break, and you hear every single character shield break, Strange shield, Emma shield, you hear it break. Pay attention to the focus. Her pressure is not going to be able to be that consistent. She's going to go diamond form for the damage reduction, whatever she's going to be doing. You just don't want her to grab you and kick you out of position, because initially her grab is basically what Thor does. Remove you out of position, kick you into the wall, have you looking like a school nerd, right? Getting stuffed in the locker. But other than that, like, you should be fine, right? You should be fine. It's just basically understanding the concept and the overall game plan of what Magneto is, with the counters that you should be looking out for, with key moments that you're going to try to capitalize on. You feel me? Right? With key moments that you're going to try to capitalize on, and what you're going to do as Magneto to poke, and what you're looking for, and what's favorable to you. We good? We locked in? Everybody locked in? Right? We're here. So you got that, and that's what we're gonna be doing. Listen, man, as I'm doing these, I'm trying to make sure that everybody gets an understanding of what they should be doing, how they should be going about it. But remember, every situation is going to change depending, because everything isn't just gonna be a play-by-play, but it's up to you to try to adapt to those scenarios, because out of all the things you learned, one of those and multiple things of those things is going to be formidable and be able to be used in this given moment. You feel me? And I miss what poke mean. Poke is this. Poke is really strong this season too. Poke is really strong this season. Poke is kind of like when you're playing lane. You guys ever played a MOBA? It's like playing lane. You're playing poke, right? A lot of range shots going off. You got your Emmas out there. I said Emmas. You got your Hellas out there. You got your goddamn Star-Lords poking. You got your Magneto. You got your Punishers. Whole lot of poke. And then poke is just like the range you getting your shots out. All right? Your Namor's good point. You know, so you're trying to, that's what you're trying to get down. You feel me? You got to keep that up. It's poke, meaning that, you know, a whole lot of damage is going to be consistent. It's not dive. So you got poke and then you have dive. What's dive? When a nigga go in the pool. Other than that, it's Black Panther. You know what it is. Black Panther magic. You know you got your diving characters and your poking characters. So certain times when I'm in game and I'm like, yo, we're playing poke, or you see that the team is heavy poke, you just got to know, even if you're in poke, Magneto's going to shine heavily. Right? And if somebody's diving your healers and you're able to spare your shield, Boom. Bubble. Strange ults, one of your Strange comes down, surprise you with an Eye of Agamotto. Who is the key person to save in that instance? Your healer. Bubble. If you're not hit by it, you know? It's just certain things that you just got to apply with the situation that's given to you. You feel me? Are we good? We good? All right. Hope that's helpful, bro. I'm trying to make sure to really change things up a lot. You feel me? Really change things up and really help out. That was a lot of talking. It
seems we have company.
That was a lot of talking. So that's what I want to do with my YouTube videos and kind of like put those together. I'll try to have that up on the channel too, but I want to go like in depth, how to separate things, what people should be doing, what's the counter, because I feel like some of the YouTube videos I've seen is just telling you why Magneto's great, but not telling you on bad situations, advantageous situations, and also not telling you on situations to where you feel kind of pointless, you know? And I feel like it's good to try to at least go over each situation so people can kind of like understand, because I know I do a lot of rant, like valid crash out videos, and I say the truth within those, but at the same time I want to do guides, and it's up to you guys if you guys want to share it, if you guys feel like it's helpful. It's because if a lot of us have friends that suck. They need it. You gotta let them know. You know what I'm saying? Will you be doing it for tanks? I'll be doing it for tanks, DPS, and healers, like all the way through. I want to do it for just like genuinely everybody. Now for tanks there's an overall consensus for tanks that just makes sense, because as a tank you should know these normal things, right? Just the overall general things that you know as tanks. And then there's unique individual things that you know per tank, right? For each individual tank, there's unique characteristics and certain different things that you're going to be doing for those tanks to really separate and isolate to be better. You feel what I'm saying? And I'll do it for the DPS. DPS is definitely last though. I'm not really like locked in on the DPS like that. Like when I say locked in, meaning it's a lot of DPS, bro. It's a lot of freaking DPS. I might even just do a one big giant guide because I don't want to do every DPS, right? I might just do a giant guide and briefly go over everybody in one with just a general consensus. But I feel like the fundamentals of the game isn't being taught enough, right? The fundamentals of the game isn't being taught enough. And I feel like that's critically important to be better, rather than people telling you. And I feel like this is one of the big things with Marvel Rivals, just like how it was with Apex, is a lot of content creators just want to flex. Hey man, top 500. Hey man, just got 60 kills with da da da, and not really teaching anybody anything, and people try to watch it. There's some players that's smart enough that can see something and imitate that because they understand the core values already. But then there's a lot of players that see it, try to imitate it, but don't know what they're actually doing in that moment and why they're doing it and why it works, because you're missing fundamental skills to actually teach you. And niggas need to learn, because a lot of niggas are stupid, right? So that's how I try to put it. I try to be blunt and very honest. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I try to like push it through, you know? And I think it'd be helpful, especially on some of the most important roles, you know, because DPS Andes keep thinking DPSs are the greatest things in the world. But I think DPSs are definitely lit. But, you know, you need your tank players to be intelligent and your healer players to be intelligent. If your healers and your tanks are really good and intelligent, you can really carry a dumb DPS. But when you have a really bad healer with lacking spatial awareness and understanding what's going on and having anxiety every time they see an ult go off, so they ult too, it's a bad healer. It's the same as a tank. You know, you need these people to at least have some form of game knowledge. You need your DPS too, because they're critically important, but a lot of these niggas are just dumb. You feel me? But yeah. That was a lot. I'm gonna watch the video for my friend. It's not because I suck. It's to help my ... friend. But I'll try to get them together and just go really deep in more so. And also, one thing I want to add in here, I want to add this in is if you're playing as a tank, obviously Magneto or whatever is going on, you need to have the common decency to remember, and this is with any tank, where you are. Your situational awareness needs to always be on where you are. Okay, if I'm here, visually in my head, I know where my healer should be. If I go around a corner and I'm pushing alone out of zone, I don't have a healer. But I can't expect my healer to just run out of position, because at that point we got a DPS who's flanking that's looking for the healer out of position, and you're up front. The healer now is in the middle, but then there's a space between your back line because the healer's trying to catch up with you, and that DPS take that that healer out. So you need to be very spatial aware, situational awareness on where you are and why you're doing this. And I feel like tanks should definitely always communicate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should, but definitely I feel like a tank, because I feel like a tank is the driver of the bus. You're taking people where they need to be, you know? So you got to really communicate and let people understand. But yeah, that's what I got.